Forsaken is a game that is absolutely chock full of references and callbacks to the Roblox community. If you ask me, it's the biggest reason as to why the game has become so popular. Ignoring the whole #SoRetro aesthetic, the fact that we have enough lore in the Roblox mythos to the point where entire games can be carried by exclusively Roblox media is insane. Granted, Forsaken's reference material extends far beyond simply Roblox itself, but the main content of the game is all 100% originally from Roblox. Except Jason. I still don't know why he's here. I happen to be the kind of player who really likes references and deep, expansive lore. Perhaps it's because I grew up watching game theory,
my gift to the Pope,
or maybe it's because I read a lot of books growing up.
Snape kills Dumbledore!
But whatever the case may be, when I started going through all the different references that Forsaken has, I was super excited to see just the sheer amount of outside material used in this game. But what I also noticed was just how niche some of these references could get. So I decided to put all of the most interesting ones into an iceberg diagram to show you just how insane this game's lore can get. So without further ado, let's begin. But before we get to that, only a measly 22% of you watching this video are subscribed to the channel. I have a goal of reaching 200,000 subscribers by summer break, and I really think we can do it, but not without your help. So if you've been watching me for a while and haven't subbed yet, do me a huge favor and click that subscribe button. I promise you won't regret it. Also, join my Discord server for cool announcements like this one. Now, back to the video. Starting at the top of the iceberg, we have stuff that literally anybody with any experience playing Roblox could understand. Unsurprisingly, we have most of the main cast here, starting with everyone's favorite multicolored survivalist, Noob. A lot of people don't actually know where Noob's coloring originally comes from. Well, believe it or not, there was a time back before the default Roblox avatar was a bacon hair. To be honest, bacons are far more representative of a true noob player today than the yellow and blue colored noobs we see in Forsaken. Before bacon hairs existed, Roblox had 8 different color palettes for your character. These came in a wide range of colors, but the most popular, and now most famous, is the yellow, blue, and green noob. Up next we have Elliot, who is the mascot of Work at a Pizza Place, one of the longest lasting and most culturally relevant Roblox games of all time. Elliot has been the guy on the thumbnail for Work at a Pizza Place for over a decade, and it's not hard to see why he's become such a major character in Forsaken. Moving on to Builderman, this is the account owned by David Baszucki, the CEO of Roblox. Builderman acted as sort of a guide to Roblox back in the day by sending users a welcome message when they made a new account, and since then has sort of acted like Roblox's official mascot, even being shown on the 404 error screen. Moving down, we have what is, in my opinion, the most out-of-place character in Forsaken. As explained to me by several different people, the inclusion of Friday the 13th's Jason is a reference to the Survive Area 51 genre of games on Roblox. In that case, Jason's appearance in Forsaken makes a whole lot more sense, calling back to those specific games based on the outfit he's wearing. However, most people will still probably know him from Friday the 13th. Next, we have 1x1x1x1, who is both a Roblox myth and official Roblox IP at the same time. Acting as the site's true antagonist, 1x has appeared in many different official Roblox events and has served as a boss fight for some of them as well. 1x's goal is to destroy Roblox due to how disgustingly 3D it all is, and his gameplay reflects that because the best way to deal with him is getting on high ground. But then we have Shedletsky, aka John Shedletsky, one of Roblox's most famous, or I guess infamous, administrators. He acted as the creative director of Roblox until 2014, and it's wild to see just how far his impact has reached for not having been involved with the company directly for over a decade. So it's pretty cool to see him now as a major character in Forsaken. But dude, the man has too many skins.
Let's kill the horse.
Alright, moving on down to the next layer of the iceberg, here's where we get into references that are slightly more niche, starting with 007 and 7, and by extension, Cool Kid. For being 2 of the more popular characters in the game, I'm surprised to see just how few people know who Cool Kid actually is. These 2 characters are actually based off of the same guy, where 007 N7 was his main account and Cool Kid was his alt. N7 was a notorious hacker who was actively terrorizing games like Work at a Pizza Place and Natural Disaster Survival back a little over a decade ago. However, N7 didn't want Roblox coming after his main account, so he used Cool Kid, along with his own hacking software called Cool GUI, to to harass the innocent people of work at a pizza place. However, things didn't end up so well for N7, as his account was terminated along with Cool Kid. What's interesting about Cool Kid and N7 and Forsaken, however, is the fact that in this game's lore, N7 is actually Cool Kid's dad, which has led to some really cool interactions and details between the two characters, and also this piece of fan art, which, like, dude, are we serious here? Yeah, no, that's fine. We're all chill until the Forsaken Renaissance painting starts appearing on our timelines. Next, we have some references to some of the more cult classic Roblox games like Get a Snack at 4 AM, Item Asylum, and Combat Initiation. There are a ton of skins like these, and they get more insane as the iceberg continues. I really like these skins. Because Forsaken is so massive at this point, having these references could inspire some players to go check out the source material, and it's actually really neat what this game is trying to do. I say trying because, well, you'll see later in this video. Forsaken also has a lot of non-Roblox references as well, like the newly added Pico skin for Chance. Pico is a character from Friday Night Funkin'. Is what I would say if he actually was a character from Friday Night Funkin', when in reality, he was just a character that was heavily used on Newgrounds. While Friday Night Funkin' definitely made Pico a lot more mainstream than he used to be, he will still forever be the protagonist of Pico Day. Going further down, we have more Roblox-specific references like the Yorick skin for Two Time, which is a reference to the game Yorick's Resting Place, a game used for an old Halloween event on Roblox. You can see the Yorick skin wearing the Riddling Skull, which is the hat that you would win by completing Yorick's Resting Place. Additionally, we have Bright Eyes, who is Shedletsky's wife and another former Roblox admin. But the big one from this tier of the iceberg is Guest 1337, aka Matt, the protagonist of the hit Roblox indie film The Last Guest. The Last Guest is kind of a legendary piece of content. Created by Oblivious HD, it's 1 hour and 29 minutes of heart-stopping action, drama, and romance. The Last Guest has amassed over 88 million views on YouTube, and people have been begging Oblivious HD to come back and make another movie like this for a very long time. But moving down to the next tier of the iceberg, we're starting to get into some real niche stuff. These are references that really only older Roblox players would understand, and starting off this category is probably the most interesting of them all, the Robloxia Until Dawn, or simply TRUD. TRUD is what most people consider to be Forsaken's older brother, having been out for longer and sharing many of the same gameplay mechanics and theming as Forsaken. It's crazy to see how small, subtle changes can make a major difference between a game getting 1,000 concurrent players and 100,000 concurrent players. In fact, Forsaken has direct references to TRUD in the game as well, like Nightmare Cool Kid, which depicts Cool Kid the same way he looks in TRUD. It's nice, but I kind of wish that Forsaken would add permanent descriptions to these collab skins, because I think those are the skins that need explanations the most. Giving a shout out to the game you're collaborating with in the actual description of the skin itself, rather than just having it be an Easter egg, seems like a much more respectful way to do collab skins in the future. Moving on, we have 3 different skins that all directly reference Roblox's past: Boy Guest, Girl Guest, and Skeletal Builderman. I'm lumping these all together because they're from around the same timeline and all share a direct first-party reference to Roblox at some point in time. Skeletal Builderman is based off the first entry in the Bloxicon series of accessories, which were little shoulder pals that were all based on something from the Roblox community. Meanwhile, Boy Guest and Girl Guest are directly referencing this original character select screen when you used to play as a guest in Roblox. Literally one of the greatest rug pulls in the entire history of the site, because it didn't matter which one you picked, you would look like this regardless. But moving down, we also have a completely random reference to some video that Shedletsky made like 16 years ago that's, well, what we in the industry like to call peak. One thing that the devs of this game are seemingly obsessed with is this gacha game called Limbus Company. Now, I'm not a gacha enthusiast, so I had no idea why the Gas Harpoon John Doe skin had such banger music until I looked it up. Turns out, not only is Gas Harpoon John Doe from Limbus Company, but the little brother skin for Guest 1337 as well. But seriously, the Gas Harpoon skin for John Doe is absolutely insane. Like, seriously, what? Dude, what is this music?
Shall I have freed you of your guilt?
This, like... I know this is a rip from the actual game, but like it's so like extra compared to every other last man standing theme in the entire game. But Limbus isn't the only skin line that's given to multiple different characters, because there's also classic skins for every character that's based off of a real person. N7's base skin is what his avatar used to look like, and most characters have some sort of classic or retro skin. These skins typically change things like clothing and hat choice, but some skins like Retro Noob actually give the character a frame rate capped animation set and blocky body parts to really capture that old Roblox aesthetic. I really like these skins, and I hope they add more into the game as more characters get released. Well, that's everything for this tier. Oh, wait, hold on. What is that? Wait, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Dude, people get so freaked out when I reference this. They're like, how do you know what this is? Okay, now we're getting into seriously niche territory. Really, some of these nods are so insanely specific that you wouldn't even think they're references in the first place because they just kind of look like regular skins. Starting with Caddy for Noob. This is a reference to the winners of the 2007 Roblox event called the Homestead Furniture Making Contest, the first ever official Roblox event to date. The winners of this event would be given early exclusive access to the newest Roblox feature, that being the ability to change the way your character looks. But way before 2007 is the reference of Retro Jason, which is from the original Friday the 13th game for the NES that looks like this. Wow. Back to Roblox, we have another cool one, this time being the Toothy Deer skin for Dusakar. This was an avatar that was worn by apparently Shedletsky, I guess, in the Roblox Social Hangout trailer that was made over 16 years ago. Side note, I really like this trailer. It's surprisingly high res and looks really clean for something that was made over a decade and a half ago. Advancing several years into the future, we then reach the LMAD skin for Chance. Let's Make a Deal, or LMAD, was the original trading forum on Roblox. That's right, Roblox used to have actual forums that players could use to talk about all things Roblox, and LMAD was by far the largest. Trading used to actually be a decently fun activity to do on Roblox, but because Roblox themselves has somewhat stopped releasing limited unique items due to the sheer amount of people on the website, trading has just kind of died. But these last three are by far the most interesting of the bunch, starting with the 007 E7 for N7. E7 was not actually another alt account made by N7, but rather his cousin, apparently. This is actually a really interesting skin because if you look at the OG Cool Kid group, E7 is actually listed as the current owner of Cool Kid. Or something, I don't know, the entire group is lead speak. What's really cool is that 007E7 actually has his own group where he publicly answers a lot of questions people have about the N7 account. He's probably just as shocked as everyone else that his cousin went from one of the most hated users on the entire platform to one of the most beloved. On the topic of Cool Kid, the next skin is arguably even more interesting, the Lulu skin for Elliot. It's based off of the avatar that this person wore when documenting a live Cool Kid hacking event at work at a pizza place. I actually really like this skin. It's cool to see a different perspective of a Cool Kid hacking event, and the fact that it's an Elliot skin ties these two characters together and makes it even better. And the final skin for this tier of the iceberg is Toa Zuku, one of the most legendary brick battlers to ever battle. Toa wreaked havoc on early Roblox, cementing himself as one of the best to ever do it, and even owning the impossibly rare Eerie Pumpkinhead. That was at least before he was hacked. His Eerie Pumpkinhead stolen and his account terminated. Tough. But now, we enter the deepest and darkest layer of the iceberg, with reference skins that I've only ever seen a handful of people actually use, and some not at all. Starting with the Jason skin called Alfred Dravies. I'm sure you've seen this in the shop, saw it costed 1,000 coins, went, this looks terrible, there's not even an LMS theme, I'm not even gonna bother. This means you will probably never see a single Jason player use the Alfred Dravies skin because Jason has so many better skins. This skin is a reference to the main villain of the game Mad Father, an RPG horror game released in 2012. Alfred Dravies is the titular Mad Father who is trying to murder his own daughter before she finds out about his twisted past. It's a super niche game, and most people who even know what it is only really remember it because they saw various YouTubers play it back like 10 years ago. Moving further down, we have the Bob skin for Builderman. Bob is a character that appeared in a YouTube video called There's a Robloxian in My House by Max Z. Is this the video? Oh my god, 17 years ago?
doing in here?
If you're a longtime viewer of this channel, you've seen me use MaxZ's videos as B-roll for my own because he did official Roblox game reviews that were hosted on the official Roblox YouTube channel. But what I, and statistically you, didn't know about was the fact that MaxZ had his own series, and this video featuring Bob was one of them.
When I made a deal with you, you said you would only stay here for the commercial, and I would pay you 70 Robux an hour to finish up my places. Do you know how many under constructions there are in my profile?
Finally, we have Scripter, a reference to a Roblox ex-moderator who got a little too carried away. He learned of an exploit that allowed him to gain 6 billion Robux, okay, billion Robux, along with a bunch of other stuff that definitely was not allowed by Roblox. This led to Scripter being terminated and kicked off of the Roblox staff team. He then ratted out all the other people who learned of this exploit and got them terminated as well to save his own skin. However, it wasn't enough, as he was later IP banned by Roblox, leading to his inability to evade future bans by making new accounts, which would also be against Roblox terms of service. But finally, we get to the very bottom of the iceberg, the very lowest and most absurd Easter eggs hidden within Forsaken, and that's scrapped content. Out of every Roblox game I've ever played, Forsaken has by far the most scrapped and removed content. You heard me, removed content. Like, the game had content that was perfectly functional, but had to be removed for a variety of different reasons. The two most common reasons for content to be scrapped or removed from Forsaken are the modeler for the skin leaves the team, or the collaboration that skin was a part of pulled their content from the game. It's no secret that Forsaken has been mired in controversy since it was released, and that controversy has led to many different pieces of content to be removed from the game. The most notable being the collab with Frozen Soul, better known as Dream Game. Dream Game's collab skins were the Unoa skin for Elliot, the Nashatra Belheed. What the f? Dream Game wiki. Nashatra Bieldhild, the skin for Shedletsky, and most importantly, Mafioso Cool Kid. As of writing this video, Unoa and Nashatra have been removed, but Mafioso is still in the game. This was months ago, and we've gotten official confirmation that a remake of the Mafioso skin is coming, but it's not here. Besides, what's the remake going to do anyway? Use a different fedora and give him clothes? Oh. Yeah, I guess that is what it's going to do. Dude, that's still Mafioso. Anyone who has played Dream Game before knows that it's Mafioso. But it's not just Dream Game that pulled out. The creator of the ARG known as Rochas313 asked for his skin to be removed as well. iHasAFace Lulz, another ARG, asked to not ever have their skins even implemented, and In Plain Sight 2 pulled their content as well. Countless more skins and ideas and even characters have been cut from the roster because the modelers for these characters, or the collabs that they're a part of, left the game. So I guess what I'm trying to say is don't be controversial. Anyway, this video is getting really long, so that's all I've got for the iceberg. And yes, I'm sure I've missed something. And yes, I'm sure this video will be outdated by the time the next update rolls around. But hey, I'm trying my best. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.